Hi all, welcome back. So in this video, we will continue from where we left in our previous video. So in our previous video we designed the tea state and the coffee state. Now, since we designed this two state, we have to add a final state so that if the user will choose no, then it will go to the final state. For this, we will design something called final state. We will take this final state and we will connect with this, and we will connect both from T and from this state to this final state. So what these state will do, suppose when they will choose option, when in the message box, when they will choose like no, then it will come here and it will come to the final state where it will show the user its final credit available in his account. So let's write it final state, and in this final state let's enter in this final state, and we have to use a message box, and in this message box we have to write something like strings. Then we have to write your available credit is and we can pass that where input credits. Since that is an input, so we need to convert it in dot to a string to make it output. And you can also write here something like this, plus in double quotes, thank you. This is also thanks for choosing drinks. Your available credit is how much credit it will be, and then in the last it will write thank you. So you can also write this thank you like this, and you can add something like environment dot new line. What it will do, you can add and then plus. New line. Okay, fine. Let's save this, and then you add this transition from T5 T6. So when this condition, when you want this condition to happen, when the what the condition you will write, when the chosen button that you will take, so suppose chosen buttons dot equals to no, then we have to use this thing. Similarly, add this, and first of all change this, so it should the rename it as not sufficient balance. Now it is making more sense, this transition, instead of that T5 T6, now it is making sense, like not sufficient balance. Similarly, come here and do the same thing, chosen equal to no, and also here convert it as not sufficient balance. Now one more thing that we have not included here is, so there is no need to join these two things. Why? Because either it will come here and from here it will come here, or from here it will come here. It will not directly come from this part to this part. Okay, also there is something called T1 T2. Let's change these things, these transitions. Instead of T1, write it like drinks chosen, and when we have to convert when at least that input credit is greater than 1. So when this is true, then you move to this particular section. Similarly, when to move this section when the chosen drinks equal to t. So let's come here and let's first rename this transition as t and write like chosen button or chosen drinks dot equals to t. Similarly, come here and change this transition with the name, rename this transition as coffee drinks chosen dot equals coffee. Remember the spelling that you have written, it should be same thing. So now your state machine will look like this. So once uh, from here input chosen, it will go to this transition, will move to drink chosen, and then if you choose tea, then it will come to this particular state. If you choose coffee, then it will come to this transition. If you don't have enough balance, we have not taken that condition right now, but when we told when you press no, then it will directly come to the final state, and same thing for this thing. But now one thing that we are missing here is, if suppose if the user will press yes, then what we have to do, we have to again give the option to the user that he may choose these things. So for these things we have to again add something like this. We have to again give here, same thing we have to again add here. And what is the purpose of these things? So when the chosen buttons dot equals to, and in this case it will be yes, then you move to this particular side and you have to rename it as reorder t. Similarly, you come here and do the changes, reorder coffee, and pass the same value. So now at least we are on the right track, where we have taken all the requirements of our business. When we have to reorder, then we have to again move here. But one thing that we miss here is something condition, like when the account balance is low, then definitely there is no need, then definitely it needs to come in this final state. So we have to include that also in our this insufficient. So how to do that? So since we already told, if this where you just make this where lower credit as true, so you can use this condition here in your state machine like this, not sufficient, like where chosen button equal to no, or you can use it this where lower credit. So what is the value right now? By default the default value is false. If you make it true, even if that condition is true, you go to the final state. Same thing will be applicable to here, or lower credit. So this is all about the development. Let's run this file in our next video and see if there are any error, and if there are any error, how to correct those things. So meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and happy learning.